Hi, I'm Ashley. This is the Compact Camper, and I'm doing this video today outside of my norm because I've had this question for what seems like forever now about the targeted EIDL Advanced funding and pretty much the time frame. When or how long will it take the SBA to redisperse funds returned by my bank? The answer? Well, I'll share it with you, everything I've found. As you can see here on the SBA website, they actually have an entire section dedicated just to this subject of advance funds returned by banks. And what does it say? Let's see. It says, all right, so your business was approved for an advance or a supplemental advance, and they're asking, how do you get the funds if your bank returns it? Okay, well, this is their answer. Basically, send an email with your application number in the subject line, and in this email attach two documents, one being, or technically three documents, one being the front and back copy of your ID, which I suggest doing PDF form instead of JPEG because, well, I've heard that they ask for that, and then I've heard that they don't, but it's best to be safe than sorry, right? And then second document they're attaching is the check, the new bank account's void check. All of that, send it to COVID Advance Bank Returns at SBA.gov, and this is supposedly going to expedite the process of the funds being redispersed. Well, we can hope. Back to SBA's website. All right. When a bank returns targeted EIDL, advanced or supplemental funds, the funds cannot be immediately redispersed. The SBA is working to mitigate the issue. Additionally, they're providing other questions with answers. Okay. So, let's break that down for real. What did they just say exactly? That they cannot redisperse the funds. They cannot, it says. I don't like the way they said that. It just, man, it kind of implies that that hasn't even started yet. Oh, for the record, I said I had the answer to the question, not an answer you'd like. And anyway, where were we with the questions? Okay. Will I lose my place in line and have my funds been given to another business? No, is their answer. They say if the original disbursement was returned by the bank, be assured that the funds were obligated for you and will remain available even if the issue is not resolved immediately. That really doesn't give me hope. Next question. How long will I have to wait? Their answer. We don't have a specific time frame, but we are working diligently to resolve the issue quickly. Oh my gosh. Next question. Let's see. How will I know the matter has been resolved? Businesses awaiting redisbursement will be notified when the funds are redispersed. Okay. Next question. Why would the bank return the funds instead of putting them into my account? That's probably got a dozen reasons, really. For example, my reason was the bank account I had originally applied with a year prior had closed since then for several different reasons again. But I'm sure that there are many more reasons than other than that. It's really not important. That question isn't. The only thing that's important is when they'll be giving the funds back to us. This next question says, what does the SBA do when the funds are returned to them? And it says that they examine every case where the funds have been returned and contact the applicant to request additional information or documentation needed to overcome the reason for the return. Additional documentation includes, but is not limited to, a photocopy of the applicant's ID, and voided check. So that tells me that what they said to give them is all they're going to need. Just have that done, you'll be on target. Which brings me to Reddit. I was looking for some glimmer of hope or any little breadcrumb telling me that somebody has received their redisbursement, as they put it on their website. But I didn't exactly find that. I did find hundreds of people that are talking about the same problem that I'm suffering and that you must be suffering. You're not alone. We are not alone. We actually are not even a minority, it seems. So, the question is now, has anybody received redisbursed funds previously returned? And the answer so far, I'd hate to say, seems to be, what's the Magic 8 Ball say? What do you say, Magic 8 Ball? Suspense is killing me. Outlook, not so good. That's kind of what I was afraid of. Anyway, yes. So, we still don't know. And there's nobody that can tell us anything. And nobody has received funding to confirm that they're even going to do that. However, if we remain positive and patient, it should pay off, right? There's nothing else that we can do at this point. So that's my recommendation, and that's what I'm going to have to do. Hey, on the bright side, you did at least get approved, even if we never get funded for real. The only other advice that I have to anybody who is trying to stay diligent and make sure that everything is, ready or in place for whatever they might ask you for next is the bank situation. Make sure you're not using a bank that they don't accept, because there are now several due to the fraud that happened last year or whatever. They pretty much have a whole laundry list of banks that don't accept the targeted advance. And I would suggest you just go to a regular bank, a brick and mortar bank. You walk into the bank, you show them your ID, you prove you're you get your account. And you could probably even get your void check there at the same time. But this online banks, it makes it more difficult. It's hard to get the void check. It's, it's a little bit more easily fraudulent, so they're being more strict about it. It's just kind of a big headache, actually. So if you really just want to avoid that headache, I would just go get a regular bank account at your local wherever and tell them about what you're trying to have deposited into the account. Let them know that you've got the advance approved from the SBA and that this is what you want to have deposited in. That way no one can say they didn't know, or, just have all your ducks in a row. That way when they screw up, it's not your fault, it's their fault. I'm hoping that will be enough, because otherwise, God knows, this is a lot of stress and a lot of money to have to deal with waiting on after you've dealt with what you've dealt with last year. COVID screwed us. Now the SBA is screwing us too. But, and again, staying positive, you don't want yours to go from the approved to the error like mine did. No. So don't use these banks. Do not use them. They will return the money to the SBA. They do not accept them. They're very clear about that. I just want you to know, because I tried to use one and it screwed me up. So, let my failure be a lesson to you. You don't want yours to go from this to, well, that. No, you don't. So, make sure you stay on top of everything I've suggested, and hopefully you won't have this issue that I've had. Otherwise, then what did we learn? Our funds are our funds. No one else can have them. We just have to be patient. And if we consider the fact that the SBA must be overworked, then we should just stay on top of our ends, and maybe they'll be able to get on top of theirs eventually. Hopefully. And to do, what do? You create an ID, and front and back, it's a PDF, and you go to a bank, get a void check, send those things to the SBA's email address, which is provided here as well, and then just be patient and try to stay distracted, because you don't want to stress it. you're going to get the money. We all will. We just have to be patient. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you found this useful and want to stay up to date on all the to come information. Thank you.